and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City. I'm your host, Courtney Bloomer. Today, on location at the Brewery Arts Center in Carson City, Nevada, we're here at the Jukebox International Film Festival. We're here today with Grant Davis and Carlos Pedraza, who were the producer and the star of Something Like Summer, one of the films that was just featured in the festival. Our show today brought to you by Sassafras, eclectic food joint here in Carson City. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Something Like Summer was a big hit at the festival. You were the producer and you starred in it. This was kind of your breakout role, Grant. How did it feel to come back home and have your film on display?
When you are here as a teenager, you want to get out as quickly as you can, and you don't want to be in Carson City, and you don't want to deal with the high school of it all. And then you go away and you return, and there's something so beautiful and poignant about being home and coming to be around people who ultimately wanted what was best for you.
You have attended film festivals all around the world on different continents. You've gotten to travel as a result of this film. Here in Carson City, hometown, the Jukebox International Film Festival, how does it compare?
Well, I think one of the things that really made us want to come here was the festival's emphasis on music. And it's one of the things that I think lifts our movie above movies like it.
And I want to interrupt you just for a second. For people who didn't see the film, it's a musical.
It's it's a non-traditional musical. It has seven musical numbers in it. It's not the sort of breakout in song and dance.
Not a show-stopping number kind of musical. But
all of the songs kind of arise naturally out of what's happening in that particular scene. So it's non-traditional in that sense. But it does have 7 wonderful musical numbers in it. Grant sings in 6 of them, and it's has made the film really stand out for a lot of people because it really, music just has this power to convey so much emotion, so much story in such a compact space that it's great to be honored for that here at this festival. It's great to be able to point to music and say this is an important part of what can make a film story so effective. So we're glad to be able to support Jukebox in its wanting to spotlight that aspect of filmmaking, and it's great to be honored by them by being selected to be here.
Carlos, do you feel like you've learned something about Grant by being here in his hometown?
Oh yeah, I had the privilege of meeting his parents.
I like that you're asking him all these questions about me. I'm really enjoying it.
He's such an actor sometimes. He's like, all about me.
Because I don't get the full opinion of what happened on set. I like to walk around pretending everyone likes me. So it's nice to hear that.
Well, everyone did pretend they liked you.
Yeah, they were the real actors on the project.
You wanted your grandfather to be here at the festival.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel being back here? What would he have thought of the film?
He had the pleasure of getting to see it, him and my grandmother. I don't know if I'm getting in trouble for telling you that. I didn't say that. Okay, that's fine. Are you okay with me showing?
He's fired.
Yeah, I'm no longer involved. You have to reshoot everything. I had the pleasure of getting to watch it with them. I wanted to have this experience with a big screen and the idea of it being cinematic. And I continually go back to, there was a point where my grandma was comatose, in a comatose state, and I was just laying in bed with her, and I just played the movie, and every once in a while she'd squeeze my hand throughout the film, and that's kind of what I returned to, is understanding that was, what I could receive at that time, and I know that it's all coming through me now.
So they were able to see the film at least, and you were able to share that experience with them, and that's really amazing to be able to have that with your family.
If anything, there was this part of me while I was sitting there yesterday, I was like, thank goodness they're not there, because my shirt's off a lot in this movie, and I'm kissing a lot of people, and my aunt's sitting right next to me, and my niece is in the back row, and there's this level of discomfort that I'm like, and all my childhood friends are here. So I think having my grandparents there could have even, when I watched it the first time, there was an intimate scene between me and one of my co-stars, and I had to leave the room in order for them to enjoy it, because I was just screaming, hysterically screaming in a discomfort from watching it with my grandparents.
Not everyone was able to make it to screen the film at the film festival. If people still want to see the film, where can they see it?
The news is looking good. I mean, we're talking to a number of distributors, both in the United States and abroad, so that eventually, we're hoping later this year, the film will be distributed widely, hopefully theatrically, certainly on digital platforms and DVDs. So eventually, within the next several months, we hope everyone will be able to get it one way or another.
All right, fantastic. We'll keep an eye out for that, and I'm sure everybody in Carson City will be thrilled to look for it coming out, as you mentioned, on digital media, or hopefully even in the theater. Thanks to both of you, Grant and Carlos. Thanks for coming and chatting with us today. We're just really thrilled to see Grant back here in his hometown as a movie star. So congratulations to you, and the film is great, and I look forward to getting to see it again. All right, thanks to all of you for joining us for this week's edition of It's Your City. I'm your host, Cortney Bloomer. Today's episode was brought to you by Sassafras, a eclectic food joint in Carson City. Check out Sassafras for an exciting menu and a great selection of beers. It's Shoe Tree Brewing Company.